X-Pac, 1, 2, 3, 60.
Just now, people.
You have your debuting match coming up at Battle of Los Angeles for PWG, your first PWG debut, as well as your Battle of Los Angeles debut. You're wrestling Brody King. What are your thoughts on that?
No shit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because I fought him just 2 days ago in Toronto for Smash TV on Fight Network. It was a three-way. It was me, Jeff Cobb, and Brody King.
Oh, nice!
So it's nice, and also I'm gonna fight him against September 4th for MLW in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
And which is cool there. It's like Bruce Pritchard is running, the guerrilla position, which is kind of real tight and very professional. So I really like the feeling there that I got at the MLW. So, and I'm having Brody King again. So and having him like a day, like Sunday night, this past Sunday, it's like it gave me at least, a little like, I know where we're going with this match in the first match of BOLA. I got an idea how the guy moves, how the guy hits, how the guy, what he likes, what he doesn't like, and things like that. I got to feel him, at least. So I think we're on the verge, to have all the elements to really blow the roof off on the 14th of September at BOLA. Yeah.
That's right.
Very talented.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's right. I read last night. Who was it? Was it Excalibur or who was it that tweeted out?
Yeah,
man. That's going to be great. You're going to be in BOLA, Battle of Los Angeles for those few that don't know what we're talking about here. Like I was impressed. That's where when I just had this brain fart a little bit ago when Jimbo had to make the save for me. What I was going to say is, like you can have this. We can have a history. People know who we are, and you can have a great gimmick. The gimmick you're doing now, but in the indie scene now, like if you're not bringing it in the ring and performing at a high level, they ain't buying it. So you've got to be going out there every night, Carl, and just crushing it for the people to keep buying it and keep bringing you in.
I got to. The way I approach the business now, every time I enter a dressing room, I feel like a rookie. I feel like a guy that just broken in this year or broken in like 3 years ago, and I have to prove myself to the boys as much as I had to in the past because the evolution of the business has changed so much. I mean, maybe back in the days, like a big move could be just like the end of a match, or it could be a long time before something else would move after. But now you can like hit like 3-4 big moves, and it's just a setup move for another move. So the business has changed.
Yeah.
And yes, we can tell the guys that are there, that are running their shows right now, the younger guys, we can tell them, well, maybe less is more, but they're the one who are there. So I feel like I'm the one who has to adapt to them, not them to adapt to me. So I'm not trying to call a match like or trying to do things the way that I would do them like back in the days. I'm trying to do them the way it's done today. So that's why I gotta crush it every night, and I gotta surpass myself, and I gotta go beyond my limits, and I gotta really have like I can't do what I used to do before. First of all, like I cannot go out, I cannot like party. Or, I gotta sleep early. It's like at one point in your career, when you're 25, 30 years old, you're chasing as much. It's going to be a funny expression, but it just goes down those lines sometimes. It seems at one point you're chasing a championship or a dream or something or a break, but you're also chasing some girls and you're still partying a lot. So you're doing like two things at once.
Yeah.
Well, right now I'm older, but I'm like much more wisdom. From all my mistakes that I made in the past, as much as political mistakes, as much as just being the guy that was out sometimes and I shouldn't have been out, I never really had like big issues with drugs or alcohol, but
I was wondering about that.
I had my share of parties and,
Yeah.
and getting up late and being rushed for a show and all kinds of stuff. So it's like now I know I gotta be a straight edge and right on top of my game at all points, every aspect of it, every single aspect of it, inside of the ring, outside of the ring, mentally prepared and everything.
Last questions.
I want to know what it was like to work with a young Kevin Steen and a young El Generico back in I think it was Band Slam, IWS.
The three-way?
Yes.
The three-way match. Yeah, I mean, it's how it all started too. Like for me, I mean, working with those guys, it seems like they knew where they were going at a young age. They needed direction for sure, but they already had that in themselves. They were good at a young age, and you could tell that it was not just a hobby for them; it was a real passion. And I remember Kevin was practicing a lot of things, and wanted to get on the road a lot. And actually, that was a little bit of a heat there between him and Jacques, because Jacques trained Kevin and wanted him to sign a contract with him and to be exclusive to Jacques. And I was put on the spot because Kevin called me, should I sign a contract with Jacques or should go my own? And I told him, I said, man, if you're going to make it, if you're Jacques or without Jacques, that's not going to change anything. Just do what you have to do. If your gut feeling inside says that you need to be on the road and you have to work as many nights as you can to get experience, to make contact, to get to know people, and to get your name out there, go in and do it. And then he called Jacques, and he left, and he went on the indie scene, and he did well for him for ROH, for CZW, for Japan, and made a name for himself on the outside and outside of Jacques' company. And I think that's the best move that he ever done.
Yeah. PCO, is there anyone in the current wrestling landscape you'd like to work with that you haven't yet?